legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel that power of you controlling your breathing. That power that's available to you all the time, wherever you are in life. That power to reconnect to your greatest gift right now, your presence, your being. Your infinitely intelligent being. The same stuff we're all made of. And with that stuff that we're made of, we can control the most powerful supercomputer in the universe. Your mind. But only you can do it. Only you can control your own mind. So let's do that right now, and let's see the future. Today, our time together, let's see ourselves doing the best we can on every single exercise and stretch. For this is not only the gym that we have available to us right now, in this space wherever we are, but it is also the gym of life, where we grow our minds all the time. Good morning, determination. How is everyone doing today? Another great day. Wherever we are, today for myself, I'm indoors. Maybe you yourself are indoors as well too. Well, wherever you are, let's go. Let's make this the best gym period we've ever had. It may not be exactly where we want to be. We may not be in school or at work where we really want to be, but wherever we are right now, let's do this to the best of our ability. Here we go, determination, here we go. When I say go, we're going to start jogging on the spot for 1 minute. Ready, and go. And as always, we're thinking about our breathing, focused on our breathing. Feeling that power of us always being able to control our breath. Even when our heart starts beating faster, whether it's through exercise, whether it's through something stressful, something maybe we might be afraid of or we don't like, we get to control our breathing. The same way we get to control our thoughts. And our thoughts affect our feelings. So if we can control our thoughts, we can control our feelings. Almost there, everyone, almost there. Keep going. Keep going, determination, keep going. And stop. Alright. You can walk on the spot, or you can walk side to side as you recover your breathing. Always feeling that power of you controlling your breathing. This is the best. What we have right now, wherever you are, you've got your mind and your body in the gym of life. And you get to be your best right now on whatever stretches, exercises we're about to do together. Here we go, determination. That's why I love gym. Gym is the best. Grow your mind in the gym of life. Here we go. Let's do 10 shoulder rolls forward. Ready, everyone? Here we go. The best 10 shoulder rolls forward ever. Still controlling our breathing. Shoulders all the way up and around as high as we can towards our ears. And backwards. Again, feel the power of you controlling your body right now. In these simple movements, simple motions, you get to control your body. The way you control your mind, same way. Alright, and let's do arm circles forward, everyone. Arm circles forward, 10 big ones forward. Feeling the joy of our arms moving through space. Alright, and backwards. Excellent. Alright, everyone, let's put our hands on our hips, bend the knees, and side stretch. There we go. 5 on each side. Alright, and let's twist our bodies. Here we go. Feet flat on the floor. 5 on each side. Really thinking about what we're doing. Really trying to feel every part of our body as it's moving in space. Alright, good. Okay, let's do 5 push-ups together. Here we go. 5 push-ups. Best 5 push-ups. Again, if you got to keep your knees on the ground, that's okay. Just do your best, always. And 5 sit-ups. Excellent. And staying up. 5 squats. Here we go. Body straight ahead, looking straight ahead. All the way down. All the way up. Alright. Let's do 3 lunges on each side. Here we go. Arms out. Still controlling our breathing. Alright, and let's do 10-second plank. Belly's knees off the ground. Again, feeling the joy of you pushing your body a little bit outside its comfort zone. Because you know that's where the growth is. Alright, everyone, and standing up. Reach for the ceiling on your toes. Or the sky if you're outdoors. Today I happen to be indoors. If you are outdoors, reach for that sky. If you're indoors, reaching for that ceiling. We may not touch it yet, or ever, but we're going to reach, we're going to strive. Just like we do in life, no matter what. Okay, now reach for your toes. Again, it's okay if you don't touch your toes, but keep your knees straight. Reaching for your toes. Feeling the pull in the back of your leg. Not the pain, just a little bit of a pull. Alright, come on up. And let's balance. Grab one leg, find that balance, bend the other knee. Well done, everyone. Keep going. Keep thinking about what you're doing right now. And switch. Again, feel the pull on the front of the thigh. Bend the other leg. Find that balance. If you lose it, just try to work hard to get it back and then hold it there. Excellent. All right, now.
In the night I lie and look up at you. When the morning comes I watch you rise. There's a paradise paradise they couldn't capture. That bright infinity inside your eyes.
매일 밤 내게 날아가 꿈이란 것도 잊은 채나 웃으며 너를 만나 Never ending forever baby You are my universe and I just want to put you first You are my universe and you make my world light up inside
어둠이 내겐 더 변했었지 길어진 그림자 속에서 And they said that we can't be together Because we come from different sides
You are my universe and I just want to put you first You are my universe and you make my world light up inside My universe My universe My universe 나를 밝혀주는 건 너란 사랑으로 수놓아진 별내 우주에 넌 다른 세상을 만들어주는 걸 너는 내 별이자 나의 호주니까 지금 이 시련도 결국엔 잠시니까 너는 언제까지나 지금처럼 밝게만 빛나줘 우리는 너로 따라 이긴 밤을 수놓고 너와 함께 날아가 When I'm without you I'm crazy 자 어서 내 손을 잡아 We are made of each other baby You are my universe and I just want to put you first You are my universe and you make my world light up inside My universe My universe My
And they will drop Mondi. The shot to the corner. He airmails it home. Unbelievable from Messi. Now,
Morning, guys. When are we happiest? Let's think about that question. And if we think about it, for most of us, the answer will be when we love what we do. So today, Conor McGregor reminds us to love what we do. This is the most important thing. This is what gives us the drive, the energy to be our true great selves. And he shares with us his life story. He loves fighting. Of course, it's physical fighting. For us, it doesn't have to be that. But he loves it so much that he thinks about it wherever he goes. He carries it with him. To him, he doesn't think that that's unhealthy. He thinks that just living a regular, normal routine like everyone else, going to work 9 to 5, that's unhealthy for him. He wants to pursue his passion, the thing he loves, and he believes that that is healthy for him, and it's made him feel great. So how can we apply this today in our life? What do you love to do? Have a great morning, everyone.
The brain is just like the muscle. You know, you got to train it every day. It needs training, stimulation. You have to push it all the time. You have to be mentally in pain also. Just like physically, you go for the pain period, to break through this pain period, to grow and to get stronger. You get only stronger if you break through the pain barrier also mentally.
I have all these stupid sayings, but the one thing in life that you can control is your effort. And that's 99% of the time. That's the difference between being successful and not being successful. Who worked a little bit harder?
I wasn't good at anything. I didn't have any marketable skills. I couldn't really do anything, except I knew my capacity to learn.
One of the biggest mistakes, I still hear it today from young people, oh, I don't have to worry because I'm still
young.
Yeah, and that is death to most people.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I watch these videos every day because I need them for motivation. Being around successful entrepreneurs every morning helps me believe that I can do great things too. It's like your morning coffee, but for your goals, kickstarting your day with a blast of positivity. So here is a challenge for you. Try watching one video every morning for the next 30 days. And let's find out together if they help you do great things too. If you're in, leave a hashtag BELIEVE in the comments below so I can celebrate with you. So today, let's learn how to make this coming year the best year of your life. Believe.
The rule is don't think. And so because I feel like a lot of people, when they get up, their mind starts wandering. It's a natural thing. We all do that.
Overthinking.
But if you make it a rule where you say, okay, there's certain things that I would do before I start thinking, and that is, I'm going to work out for an hour.
Yeah.
So now if the mind tells you, the day is okay. I mean, what the hell is Sunday?
Yeah.
And no one will know. I mean, let's just go and have some pancakes instead. And it's just to kind of reorganize you a little bit. You say, wait a minute. What did I just do? I thought. And I promised myself I'm not going to think. So it's the thinking that makes me want to go and change my mind. If I stop that thinking and throw it out and do exactly what I set out to do, which is to do first of all 1 hour workout. So that's my idea. Let's just go, let's get on that bicycle. Let's bicycle down to the gym. Because as soon as you bicycle, everything starts feeling good.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like you start out the first mile with a black and white picture. And then all of a sudden this picture turns more and more colorful. By the time you get to the gym and you do the first set, it's colorful. The gym is colorful. The characters around you are colorful. Everyone, is there working out, and you get sucked into it, and you start training harder and harder and all that stuff. And then by the time you bicycle home and you have breakfast, I mean, you feel really good. So this is always the same thing. So don't let your thinking get in the way. That's what I always tell people. People get thrown off when you say don't think. I say, what do you mean don't think? I thought that I should think. Yeah, is it at the right moment?
Yes.
You have to think, of course, in the right moment. But in the morning when you get up and you have time, do the workout before you start thinking.
Yes.
Just step out of bed, just go on your life cycle. If you have a stationary bike at home, if you don't, to go out and ride the bicycle. If you don't have a bicycle, then and you're in the snow country, then you just walk in the deep snow and you get some exercise. We don't need much money in order to really make your body kind of go through some kind of pain, and to just really push it a little bit, burn the calories, get the steps in there, work the heart and everything like this, and you will feel good. And that's the key thing people should always know. When if you feel good physically and you can do wonderful things physically, then you feel mentally much better about yourself. I think that we feel better if you feel good physically, then you feel good mentally and psychologically. And if you feel good mentally and you feel good about yourself because you've now done something, you look at the world quite differently.
Yeah.
You don't drive around in traffic angry.
Yeah.
It spills over. All of a sudden, I feel like so good that even if someone is in the wrong, and I drive home with my bicycle and someone runs in front of me and almost wipes me out.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, no. You go ahead. Go across this. No, it's green for you. No. You go ahead, I say. And I said, Jesus, I don't think I would have been like that when I started the bike ride. It's exactly. It's really interesting how we approach everything and how friendly we are, how happy we are, how good we feel about ourselves, and how this rubs off on other people then and so on. So that's why I always, because I'm addicted to exercising, people always say, you have so much discipline, Arnold. I tell them, I said, to be very honest with you, I don't have much discipline. I really don't. I think I'm just addicted. I just got sucked into this world, and I just can't do it without it. And it's that simple. So there's certain things that you know that feels good. You just want to do it over and over again, and without ever asking about it, should I or shouldn't I? It doesn't take much discipline for me.
One of the biggest mistakes, I still hear it today from young people, oh, I don't have to worry because I'm still
young.
Yeah, and that is death to most people, because eventually you get old and then you're not young again. So it's a way of saying, when I talk about assets and liabilities, one of the most important things you have in your life is time. It's one of your greatest assets, or it's your liability. And being, I just turned 70, and I have friends who have nothing. I mean, they have zero. Now they've made a lot of money, but they have nothing here. They have nice houses, nice cars, 16 wives, 19 kids. I don't know what they have, but you know what I mean? And being young is great, except it can be a liability to you. Because when you're young, you're just having a lot of fun and life's exciting, you know, it's new. So, at the time, but the thing is, this is the lesson today, is so many people spend their time focusing here. They want to make a lot of money. And I can hear it in their words. They say, oh, I want a career. This is career. Okay, or I'm going to start my own business. And this is the chart here, which we've seen. This is the cash flow quadrant, book number 2. E is employee. S is small business, self-employed, or a specialist like a doctor, a lawyer, web designer. B is big business, 500 employees or more. And I is professional investor. So when I was your age, I knew I wanted to get here. This takes time. This is the hardest, you know. This is where the big mega bucks are. And Kim and I are here. And the money is massive. But it takes time to get there. The big mistake I see young people make is they focus here. And the words are, I want to do what I love. That's the track. You see, in real life, sometimes you have to do what you hate. Like, people think I like to write books. I hate writing books. But it fills my purpose in life. It's not my passion, my purpose in life. Because my purpose was to get here. A lot of these guys get trapped here doing what they love. And as we've talked about on earlier episodes of this thing, these guys pay the highest taxes. 40% here, 60% in taxes here, 20% here, and then 0% here. So when I was before my 20s, I knew I wanted to go there, and I wasn't doing what I loved. I had to learn what I didn't want to learn. I had sometimes to do what I hated. I had to learn about taxes. I had to learn about debt. I had to take classes. I had to learn about insurance. So I was doing a lot of things I hated doing so I could come over here. These guys never do this because they live their passion. I want my passion. The difference in passion is greedy, purpose is for other people. So my purpose was to come over here so I could serve more people. Okay. So I have employees here and all this. I don't buy stocks, bonds, mutual funds, because as a professional investor, I can create my own assets.
If you think, okay, I grew up in this house and it was really messy and now I have too much mess. And in order to undo that, there's this kind of like hardwired, right? Dangerous words, hardwired neural circuitry in my brain that I would have to work really, really hard to undo. And I'd have to be scared into being a cleaner person or a more tidier person, whatever it is. That's very dangerous because there's a beginning to that, a middle to that, and an end to that. And it has immense meaning as a consequence. One of the most powerful things is to understand that neuroplasticity really involves taking an existing story and dismantling some component of it. What could the component be? Well, there's all this stuff like the Byron Katie work, which says, you take something that you believe as true and you say, okay, like I'm an untidy person, and then you counter it. How do I know that? Well, okay, I have this experience. Okay, that's the story. And then you start running counter narratives. You say, I'm actually a tidy person. And then people say, well, this is silly. You're just lying to yourself, right? Where they say, is it always true that you're a messy person? You start challenging this story from different sides. Now, I believe, because I'm a neuroscientist, I'm not a psychologist or in the self-help world, that the brilliance, the kind of unconscious genius of that approach is actually that what one is doing is you're starting to create a new story. You're starting to kind of infuse different questions into the existing neural network. Now, the brain loves questions. Like the brain, since we're young kids, we're asking questions. And so if you take an existing story and you start challenging it with questions, you're not saying lie to yourself. You're not suddenly going to say, okay, like I'm super tidy. You're not going to, because you're not going to believe that. But if you start challenging why it's that way, or you've been able to change so many other things. Why wouldn't you be able to change that? Well, you say, well, it's just a habit. I can't do it. You say, well, what's a habit? And you start poking and pushing and pushing. What you eventually arrive at is this kind of, actually, there's nothing keeping me from being a tidy person except this kind of fluency of a particular story. And what you've done is you've interrupted the fluency of that story. So then when you go to the behavior of, do you set things down all over the place or do you put them in an orderly fashion? You start interrupting the habit, the fluency of your typical behavior. So
now let's hug our knee. Here we go, all the way up. And try to steady that other foot on the ground. Bend the knee if you have to, and pull all the way up. Hold it for 10. Always working hard to find that balance. Where we balance our thoughts, our mind, balance our bodies, wherever we are in space. Alright, and switch. Just always think of safety too. Make sure you have enough space, clearance around you, in case you do lose your balance. Hold it there. Well done. Okay, good. And let's sit down, everybody. And reaching for our toes. Straight knees again. Reaching is what matters. If you don't get to your toes, that's okay as long as you're reaching. Feeling the pull on the back of your legs. Not the pain, just a little bit of a pull. Okay, V shape with your legs. Now reach for the floor as far away from your body as you can. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Okay, now reach for one side and hold it there again. Always thinking about the moment, thinking about what we're doing right now. Experiencing the joy of being able to reach for something to help our bodies get better. And switch the other side. See, you can do this almost anytime, any place. You can work on your mind and your body wherever you go in life. In everything you do, not just in exercise and stretches. Alright, here we go. And let's do feet together. Gently push your knees down with your elbows and hold it there for 10 seconds. If you feel your breathing going on autopilot or becoming automatic again, take control of that. Deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. One leg forward, one leg back. Keep the knee on the ground. Go as far back as you can. Hold it there. 10 seconds. And switch to the other side. Knee on the ground. Go as far back as you can. Always remembering that you are the boss of your mind, and your mind is the boss of your body. That makes you the big boss. You get to control yourself. You get to use your determination no matter what. All right. And let's roll onto our bellies and push the floor. Looking up at the ceiling. Cobra stretch. Here we go. Hold it for 10 seconds. Feeling that nice stretch in our lower back, neck, back of our arms. All right, and legs crossed. Back straight. Eyes closed. Taking deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now, activating that third eye, that mind's eye that we all have. We can't see it, but we know it's there. So use your mind's eye right now to see yourself doing the best you can today when that music goes on whatever 2 exercises, stretches you've chosen to do. For me, today I'm going to be holding the push-up position for one song, the first song, and then I'm going to be holding the squat position for the second song, as long as I can. And if I happen to let go or not be able to hold it, I'm going to continue on until that song's over. What about you? You can put on your own 2 songs today, and you can do your own exercises. But think about which exercises you're going to do right now, safely within the space you have. You can do what I'm doing, you can listen to what I'm listening to, or you can choose your own. But whatever you do, determine right now, see in your mind what you will do when that music goes on. Alright, determination, here I go, holding the push-up position, and let's go, whatever you're doing, whatever you've decided, let's see it, let's see your best, here we go together, let's go, determination, let's go. Looking forward to being better than we were last time, a little bit more than last time. See if I can hold it for the whole song, let's see. Wasn't able to do it last time we did this together. Or the last time I did it on my own, but I'm going to work at it right now. Because I love the process of trying to get better at something. Whether it's building strength in my body, building strength in my mind, working on creating nothing but positive images, thoughts, visions in my mind, working on being the best human being I can be. What about you? What is it for you? Whatever it is, just enjoy the process of learning, growing together, whatever we're doing. And sometimes we're going to feel that discomfort. Like right now, I can already feel my muscles already uncomfortable. But then I can feel my determination saying, I get to determine whether I'm going to stop or keep going, no matter what. You too, let's go, determination, let's go. Alright. Didn't get through the whole song, but I'm gonna get right back at it again. Song's not over, gotta keep going. There we go, shaking it up. Not being mad that we didn't get to where we want to be yet, but feeling happy that we get to go at it again. Here we go. Always thinking about our breathing. Always thinking about finishing strong, no matter what. Always going right to the end, finishing what we set out to do, no matter what. In me. I know I got a little bit more. We gotta keep going. You too, whatever you're doing, keep going. Determination, keep going. Let's go. It's not over yet. The song's still playing. Focus on that breathing. Good air in. Bad air out. There we go. Another round. I love it. I love the process of building our true great self through exercising our bodies and our minds together. Oh, that's the next song. All right. Time for some squats. Holding the squat position. What about you? What are you going to do next? Let's go. Determination. Here we go. Ready? All right. If you're doing what I'm doing, just try to keep your feet flat on the floor, looking straight ahead, going as far down as you can, your bottom towards the ground, and holding it there as long as you can until that music's done. Because our music, you know the truth, our music's never done. Our energy, our determination is built to last, to get through anything. Let's go, determination, let's go. If you're sweating, that's good. Feel your body releasing some of that fluid, some of that old fluid, and water. Make sure you drink lots of water when we're done. Make sure you always fill your body with good food. All right.
this be real? It's like I'm living a dream, but it's how everyone feels. We all unite with one feel. So let's wave our hands. We can sing, we can dance. We are strong, hold on tight. From afar we unite. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our. This is the time of our. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. I love this moment right now. No one can take it away. So let it happen and how. It's why I cherish each day. So let's wave our hands. We can sing, we can dance. We are strong, hold on tight. From afar we unite.
Here we go.
Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. What we see, destiny. Realize now we all know the greatest. Ah yeah, ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our lives. Ah yeah, here we go, ah yeah. This is the time of our.
Nicely through Suarez. Do they have time? Cuts it for Messi. Final kick of the half, and Messi has doubled the lead. Rakitic, Messi, delicately scrapes it under the crossbar. He's got a hat trick.
Good evening, guys. How did it go today? Was there a time where you were so in love with what you were doing that you totally lost track of time? Well, hopefully there was. But if there wasn't, I want you to continue to visualize and think about what it is you love doing and try to think about opportunities in the future where you can apply this. Now, I want to share with you my personal life story, just briefly. For me, when I'm involved in reading, writing, thinking about anything related to positive thought energy, things that lift me up, that remind me of what it means to be human and our unlimited potential, that's when I feel most alive. And when I do that, I lose track of time. And that's how I know that's my purpose, that's my drive, that's my energy. And I just want to remind you, never give up on finding what it is you love and pursuing it. Have a great evening, everyone.
raise this as a way to kind of shine light on essentially what I do in my podcast career, which is, I believe very strongly in the fields of psychology. I think self-help has some wonderful things to offer. We've got ancient wisdom that goes way back. And when you start to look at things through the lens of biology, you start to see that all of these things actually have merit, and they're just different paths to the same outcomes. Mm-hmm. So if you wanted to become a tidy person, I would encourage you, here would be one, let's just say neuroscience supported approach would be to write out one page about what a tidy person you really are. You'll know that's a lie, right? And then to look at it and realize that in many ways, if you just replace tidy with, messy at any location, it'd probably be the exact same story. Mm-hmm. And so what you're really talking about here is just a default that your nervous system is running. And if you were to just swap the words, would you feel differently or do differently? On the one hand, you'd say, no, that's kind of trivial. But I bet you the practice of writing it out would forever interrupt your notion of like just going to set something down. You'd be like, now you have something to kind of disrupt the habit. Because so much of habit disruption that you'll look like, some people say, you flick a rubber band on your wrist or something like that. Mm-hmm. There's nothing special about the rubber band. There's nothing special about the pain on your wrist or you put a sticky note. We know sticky notes work for about one day. Why don't sticky notes work? Why don't reminders on the mirror work? Because they don't have enough salience. They're not new. They're not different. The nervous system only changes if something is new and different. So anyway, we could talk a lot about habit formation, but fear works, but so does disrupting the story. How do you disrupt the story? You essentially give the opposite story and you think, well, that's just lying to myself. But neurally, it makes sense because the nervous system, again, likes to be very economical, likes to do everything with the minimum amount of energetic expenditure. And to change anything requires attention, and attention is expensive. Attention is expensive.
We create based on lack. We create based on separation. You see the sports car, you see the wardrobe, you see the scene, you see the vacation, and you see that experience that you want. Your brain naturally goes, oh God, that would be so wonderful to be in that reality, to be in that future. Based on the lack of not having it, in the plane of duality and separation, the lack causes us to dream about having it. Mm-hmm. So the natural thing is to dream of a new possibility based on your understanding that you don't have that experience yet. You understand?
Yes.
So then now that vision of that future, the brain naturally creates. For the passionate person, that vision where they're seeing that future, they put themselves in that future. And when they do that, they feel the emotion of that future. And they're actually doing that by thought alone. So once they feel the feeling of that future, they can believe in that future because they felt it.
Interesting.
Right? And they'll tell you there's nobody or no one or no circumstances. I know that I could create that. And you've all done it. Everybody in this room has done something great. And you kept that vision alive in your mind, and you got your behaviors to match your intentions. You got your actions equal to your thoughts. You got your mind and body working together. You stopped thinking certain thoughts like, I can't, it's too hard, I don't feel like it, I'll never change. You had to make different choices, and the hardest part about change is not making the same choices the day before, and that means you're going to get uncomfortable. You stop doing the same things, the same habits, sitting on the couch, whatever it was. You didn't have time to complain, that stuff. You start staying away from the experiences with certain people and certain circumstances. You didn't want to live that anymore, and you had to really get beyond your emotional feelings and do it anyway. And we do this all the time. And then you run, and all of a sudden the synchronicities start to happen. Everybody's experienced this. And the next thing you know, the experience occurs and you feel the emotion from that experience, and it takes away the lack or separation from not having it. So the emotion is the end product of the experience in three-dimensional reality.
Say it again. The emotion is what?
The end product of the experience. It's the payoff. The payoff from the experience, having the experience, is the emotion that is the consequence of the experience. And that emotion is all the sensory information that you're perceiving, everything you're seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting and feeling. All that information is rushing back to your brain in jungles of neurons or organizing into networks. And when they string into place, another part of the brain called the chemical brain, the limbic brain, the emotional brain, begins to make chemicals to produce that emotion. And that emotion then takes away the lack. And now you say, I created that. And then you go to the next one. Now you can get really good at doing this. You could study, you could get schooled, you can get coached, you can learn from your mistakes, you could get disciplined, and you can accumulate more things. You can get better at doing that. But there is another way to create where you don't have to do so much. And those are laws that transcend just typical Newtonian laws. And what if you were to feel the emotion of the future before it happened every single day? Remember that feeling, and that feeling was for your heart to fall in love with your life, to fall in love with your vision. You'd have to awaken that heart. If you could do that and marry that with the vision of your future, I promise you it'll be easier to make choices to step into that future. I guarantee you'll believe in it and do things to advance yourself into that future, and you step right into it. So then, if it doesn't happen when we want it to happen, you know what I mean? Like people stop me and they say, well, I've been creating my reality for 3 days, and nothing happened. And I say to them, you're not that good. Look, I don't know what else to tell you. You're not that good. Or they'll say, how come I'm not living in Mallorca with my 2 dogs and a lover? I'm like, because the person who's living in Mallorca looks nothing like you. Like, that's not what the person looks like. So when it doesn't happen, the lack becomes greater.
And then what?
And because lack is separation, and separation is based on time. And so when you imagine that vision of your future, you're putting your attention in a future reality. You have one point of consciousness, that's your future, and you are making the choice from this point of consciousness that that's where you want to go. And the distance between those two is called time. So time is based on lack or separation. Are you with me?
Yes.
And when it doesn't happen, we start to feel more lack and more separation, so we start to force outcomes.
So we try harder.
Try harder, we manipulate, we compete, we fight. Because trying is what you do when you're in lack. And so the person's living in separation their whole entire life, waiting for the event to occur to take away the feeling of not having it. If you could fall in love with your future, and the heart produces a very strong magnetic signature, and you get your brain coherent and working really well, that intention that you have has a signal in the field. And we've measured this. And so then if you could begin to experiment by changing your energy, could it change my life? That's the experiment. I'm just curious. If you started doing it, that you could actually shorten the distance between the thought of what you want and the experience of having it. And all of a sudden, you're no longer going anywhere to do it. It's kind of coming to you. Now, if you experiment like that and then you are successful at it and you start seeing the synchronicities, I guarantee you're going to keep it up.
Yes.
I guarantee you it's not going to be like, oh, God, I got to go fall in love with my future now. It's not going to be like that. You're going to be like, whoa, like it's happening, like whatever that is, that I don't know what it is, but you're changing your energy. And so to become a creator in your life and truly practice it, if you're feeling the feeling of your future, you can't look for it. How could you look for it if you feel like it already happened? And we cannot attract anything in our life that we feel separate from. And that means you got to maintain that modified state of mind and body to keep your vision alive. And if you do, the experiment should be, hey, I'm doing this to experiment. Is it the truth? I'm doing it for the truth, to take the belief and actually behave that way to ultimately become the creator of my life. And so that you fall in that zone, you fall into that flow, and now you're gonna want to feel that feeling more than you're gonna want to feel your victimization. And that's when you no longer belong to your past. That's when you belong to your future.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight our favorite lessons from the video that will inspire you to remember what you learned today and actually apply them. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there.
The thing about no matter what you're doing, whether you're trying to be a bartender and learning drinks, whether you're a sales rep, whether you're a programmer, whether you're a consultant, whatever it may be, information now is available to everybody. And the common phrase, knowledge is power. And acquiring that knowledge is just effort. Going out and connecting to people and learning is just effort. And the one thing, I have all these stupid sayings that, but the one thing in life that you can control is your effort. And that's 99% of the time. That's the difference between being successful and not being successful. Who worked a little bit harder? When you walk into a room to sell something or to be sold or to try to understand something or to deal with a problem with your kids or whatever it may be, education, who worked harder? That's typically, who worked harder at learning, that's typically going to be the person who has the advantage in the situation. Because we've all walked into situations where we weren't as prepared as we would have liked to be, or we thought we were and somebody knew more. That's the king. The one thing in life each and every person in this room can control from now to evermore is your effort.
When I found something in life that I wanted, maybe it's this, okay, or maybe it's a car or a pair of shoes or whatever, it didn't matter what it was, right? And I couldn't have it. It was not attainable. It was not within reach. I didn't have the resources or the know-how to do it. I did these 4 simple things. First, get an image of what it is you want. Let's say it's a car, a pair of shoes, the girl, a house, the yacht, a charter, whatever. You want to jump out of a plane, whatever it is. One, you got to get clear on what the thing is. Second thing, because that image is going to change with the second step. The second thing is you got to close the distance between you and the thing. Okay? Well, how do you close the distance? Nobody's going to let you on their private $200 million yacht to hang out on it or touch it. So how do you do that? If you can't get on the yacht, what do? Guess what you could do? You could take a picture of it. You could search it on the internet. You could grab it out of a magazine. I did this for years, collecting images of things that I wanted. Closing the distance between my mind and making it more of a reality by getting closer to the thing, okay? Maybe you could come work on a boat. There's 16 staff on this boat that are working on a boat, getting paid good money, by the way, to spend their life servicing people that charter boats. So first thing, you get an image. Second thing is you don't even worry about the money right now. You just close the distance. And the more you can close the distance, the better. Whether it's pictures, images, you could visit the yacht. You could go to the yacht shows when they go to Miami or Fort Lauderdale or wherever you live. There's probably a yacht show once or twice a year. Go to it if it's a yacht or a pair of shoes, whatever. Go visit it, go look at it, go touch it. Close the distance. The third thing that you have to do is figure out, okay, what's that thing cost? Now, if it's something like this, dude, like it's going to be crazy. Like right now, I'm trying to figure out how to buy $300 million yacht. I'm not in a position. I mean, I would have to liquidate everything I have to do that, and that would not be the responsible thing to do. So what I'm going to do now is start doing the math on what I need to buy that if I wanted to buy it, or continue to charter them, which is probably a better solution. And I'm going to do the math on that a bunch of different ways, knowing I can't do it right now, knowing I don't have the extra $300 million or the $30 million a year to fund and finance and take care of the boat. And by the way, that's not 1 year, that's for the next 10 years. So I need 300 plus 300. Okay, if I plan on just trashing the boat at the end of 10 years, I need $600 million of cash set aside without wrecking the rest of my life, right? Now, the fourth thing you're going to do, and this is going to be the one that's going to make you into an unbelievable person. not just get your dreams and attain your dreams. So this is the one that's going to build the character in your life. Okay? Every day that you go to work after this, whether you're flipping hamburgers like I started, or in a refinery like I started, or working roofs on the weekends during the summer, everything that I've ever done in my career was to service other people, help other people, because I knew they had the money to fund my trip. So you need to start attaching the numbers and the dream and the pictures to people, okay? And understand who is going to pay for your trip. I've been doing this since I was probably 24 years old. Who's going to pay for my shoes? Who's going to pay for my belt? Who's going to pay for my shirt? Not like they're going to give me money. What can I do? What can I trade with them? How can I service them? How can I be of assistance to another person? They would give me money that would one day fund the thing I want. I promise you this will work. It's simple. It costs you nothing. You don't even have to buy a book to do it. Now, you have to learn something. You're going to have to learn something about servicing people and getting good with people. Because people, other people, in fact, people you don't yet know and aren't in contact with, probably haven't even met yet, have the money to fund the dreams that you want.
What does it mean to Alex to own your future?
So, I think it means high agency. So, meaning like, when we're kids, it becomes real. We learn what the world means through other people. And so like you have Luca and he's like, what does that mean? And what is that? And so you're literally telling him what things mean. And so like the first things we learn are only from the few people around us that tell us how to interpret the world. And then once we turn 16, 17, 18, 20, 23, all of a sudden we're like, I don't know if everything that every one of these people who told me what things mean were right.
Yeah.
And so we spend the rest of our lives trying to unlearn what everyone has told us meant and then make up that meaning for ourselves.
Wow. That's an amazing and true, because the word that came to my head, you're trying to decipher. Is that my father's perspective?
Yeah.
Or is that reality? And what is reality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my goal personally has been to dissect decisions and think like, is this a decision that I'm making because I believe this or because of what I want other people to think about me as a result of this decision? And we're social beings. We care about what other people think. And I don't think we're ever going to like get completely rid of that from us. I mean, you'd have to be, Gandhi or whoever,
Right,
Buddha,
right.
right? But at least if I can try and be aware of how much something might influence me, then at least gives me the wherewithal to say, okay, warning flags. This is a sensitive subject that your dad always wanted for you. Be extra careful around decisions that go in this direction. And so I can just take that extra pause of space and say, okay, is this really me, or is this because I want him to think this about me?
Wow.
And like dad is really just a foil. It could be your brother, your sister, your spouse, your ex-wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That rival or the competitor, whoever it is. The moment that I realized this in my life was I was 19 years old. And at the time, I was an angry 19-year-old, like some of us are, and probably unrightfully so. But I really disliked both my parents, really heavily. And I remember thinking to myself, like, they messed me up. I have all these anger issues. Like, I hate everyone. I'm a lone wolf, whatever. And I remember catching myself blaming them and thinking to myself, that means that I give them all the power in my life. Like wherever I point the finger of blame is also where the power follows. It's like power follows blame.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, what am I going to do about it? Because maybe they did wrong. It doesn't really matter. It's only me who can own my own future, because otherwise they're going to own my future for the rest of my life. And then the thing that made it crack for me was the idea that the people that I hated the most owned me. That was the thing. So it was like, so these people that I hated and blamed, then flipping it from the blame to they own me, they have power over me. I was like, I never want them to have power over me. And then that was actually the first real crack I had in like the dam of trying to like make my own life and start. That was when I decided to not be pre-med, because that was what my dad wanted me to be. And like, there were many steps on this, this journey, but the first one of like just not being a doctor like him and just saying like, I want to get into business because it's like, I'm way more interested in this stuff. Like you can imagine, I was like shaking to try and tell my dad this. But yeah, it was like, I blame them. They owned me. I don't want that.
what would the kind of 5, 6, or 7 step formula be on going from zero, from broke to millionaire?
Yeah. Well, the very first thing is we say at our company, I'll take curiosity over IQ any day of the week, and I'll take follow through over experience any day of the week. So really, being a millionaire and making a lot of money is you doing 2 things: asking a lot of questions and doing the things you say you're going to do, which is beautiful. What a low bar that actually is.
Right.
And yet most people don't. Why don't we do the things we say we're going to do? We're overwhelmed. We overcommit. You know, our word doesn't mean something. Our word is not our bond. And what I found from people who are successful is when they say they're going to do something, they do it.
Right.
And they
And here we are again. Back to where it all begins. Where it all begins and never ends. That source, that oneness, that consciousness, that awareness. That we know is in all of us. That power to determine, to control our minds. You see, nobody else, nothing else in this universe can do what you do every day. In the gym of life. Only you, human being, only you, infinitely intelligent being, can do the ultimate. Only you can control your mind, your thoughts, and therefore your feelings. But it takes a lot of hard work. It takes, first of all, believing that you can do it. If you don't believe in yourself, your mind health, your chance at mind wealth is not possible. But that's not the way it was meant to be. You were born to win. Control over your mind, your thoughts. To have and be all you were meant to be.